incorporated into the state tournament. But the lower two levels, Division II, Division III, Ishmael Platt maybe?
Indeed it is.
We have an international lineup out there on the field.
United Nations of basketball.
Yeah, and one young man from Charlottesville too. Desmond Roberts is a Charlottesville native when he's not down here at VES.
First stab, it'll be Malachi Poindexter, Justin Taylor, Carter Lang, Nick Reese, and Griffin Brady. Platt will oppose Lang for the tip-off. It's going to be tipped right to Poindexter. Stab moving underway quickly. There's an alley-oop to Justin Taylor, and 5 seconds in, Stab has a 2-0 lead.
Great way to start the game. Even though you're on the road, you get a little enthusiasm from your bench with a dunk.
Diaz turns the corner to Pissner. Pissner up top. Here's Roberts. Roberts driving middle, stopped. Buga now in the right wing. Buga little step back jumper from 19 feet away. It's an air ball, and it bounces out of bounds, and it will belong to the Saints.
Yeah, there you can see VES, the biggest guy on the court, shooting just from about 12 feet away. Looks like the practice plan was to play on the perimeter a little bit today.
Up top, now it's Carter Lang with it. Lang guarded closely, dribbles to his left, turned back at the top of the key, nearly traveled, but he finds Roberts in the corner. Roberts a quick handoff to Taylor. Taylor drives the left-handed step back three from the left wing. It's short off the front of the rim, and it is pulled down by Vuga. 1 minute gone. Pissner now in the front court, dribbles to the corner in front of the VES student section and is stopped, and he will kick it back out to Fabio Diaz, who has a screen set by Platt. Diaz now at the top of the key. He'll kick to Pissner. Pissner inside. It's Platt. Platt bodies up Lang. Layup no good from 6 feet away. It's strong, but the rebound gathered and laid in by Vuga.
There's one of those things we were talking about early, second chance opportunities. Bishops came down with that offensive rebound, stuck back in.
1 minute and a half into the game, it's 2-2. Poindexter now in the front court. A little jump pass to Eli Delorier, the brother of Javin. Justin Taylor now with it left wing. Taylor's got nowhere to go. Kicks up top to Poindexter. Poindexter at the tip of the V logo at center court. 28 feet away from the basket. Now on the right wing, it's Reese. Reese back to the top of the key, guarded closely by Roberts. Gives it to Taylor. Taylor on the right wing. 2 dribbles baseline, a little step back jumper from 18 feet away. Rattles it through. 4-2, Stab leads on the road. Fabio Diaz now a quick pull-up three from the top of the key off the back of the rim. No good, but an offensive board for Vuga. And he'll give it back up top to Diaz, who will set up the offense. Diaz guarded by Poindexter closely as a screen set. Roberts now. Roberts top of the key. Spins the free throw line. Back to the right wing. It's Vuga. Vuga crossover. A good one. And the layup is no good from 6 feet away, but another offensive rebound. This time it's Fabio Diaz, who dribbles out to right in front of the scorer's table. Diaz now. Here's Vuga. Vuga to Roberts, left wing. Here's an entry pass to Platt with his back to the basket. Now he faces up. The jumper from 16 feet away. It's good.
You know, watching this here all summer long with the shooting gun, that was his favorite spot during practice. Probably thousands of shots from that spot.
Now tied at 4. Reese guarded closely by Roberts to Justin Taylor. Now here's an entry pass to Lang. Lang faces up, takes 2 dribbles to his left to Delorier. Delorier kicks right wing to Reese. Reese drives in. The layup is good as he finds his teammate Carter Lang. 6'4", Saints back on top.
Yeah, nice play. Drew the double team help from the Bishops defense and left a man wide open right under the basket.
Pissner hands off to Roberts, top of the key. Roberts enters the lane, spins to his left, misses the shot, and Justin Taylor pulls down momentarily, but now a scramble for it right in front of midcourt, and on the ground is Platt. And he will give to Vuga. Now here's Roberts in the corner. Takes 2 dribbles baseline, back up top. Diaz for 3. It's a brick, a little too strong. Didn't hit the rim. As the ball goes out of bounds as Lang was trying to throw it to Reese. It will belong to Stab, and Coach Damon Altizer will call his first time out of the game, up 6-4 with 4:30 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, I think if I were the Stab coach, I'd be talking about the rebounds right now. VES getting second chance shots down at their offensive end. Looks like Stab, when they're not putting the ball in the basket, has one shot possession on the other end of the court.
Well, 6-4 our score. 4 of those points for Stab coming from Justin Taylor and 2 incredible shots. He's just a sophomore, but he's already getting recruited, and it's clear why he's just so talented.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. you know, Stab and VES scrimmage back in early November. The Bishops went up to Stab for a 6-quarter scrimmage. I think there is a little familiarity between the teams, but I'm sure by this time a lot of things have changed in what each team wants to do.
I'd like to make a correction. We said Griffin Brady was starting for Stab. That was actually Eli Delorier, 23, not 13. Eli exits for his brother Ethan, number 25. And now into the front court with it is Poindexter at the left wing. Underhand pass to Justin Taylor. Right wing, crossover. Good defense by Plett. Now the ball's inside to Carter Lang. Lang finds Reese. Reese nearly traveled, but good footwork, and his block at the rim, or was it? It either was blocked or hit the bottom of the backboard.
It looked like it came up off the rim and right back down. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, so
he doesn't look a little happy about it.
So it's going to belong to the Bishops, trailing 6-4, 4:08 to play in the opening frame here in Lynchburg. Now here's Pearson Young. The game time decision did not start, but he enters the game now. Desmond Roberts with the ball, guard by Taylor. Now at the top of the key, it's Pissner. Pissner turns the corner with the right hand, kicks to Vuga. Vuga, 18-footer. It's short. The ball is tipped out of bounds, and it is not going to be saved by Plett. So it will belong to the Saints. I'm not sure who that was going to be off on. Was it?
Yeah, I don't know. I think he made the decision to go and grab it, but then thinking about it, might be better just to turn the ball over than whip one back into the court, possibly lead to a fast break the other way.
You see players at all levels do that so many times. From a former player/coach perspective, it drives me crazy too. Now here's Reese into the lane. Tough left-handed layup. Won't go, but the rebound ripped away by Carter Lang, and the layup rolls through. He just ripped it out of Pearson's young hands, so it was off balance. The front court now, Pearson Young. Roberts drives middle, found a seam, but lost ball momentarily, but regathers at 8-4 our score. 3:23 to go in the first quarter. Pearson Young with it. Crosses over his man, kicks to the corner. Here's a three-pointer from the corner in front of the bench. It's no good from Roberts. Rebound pulled down by Poindexter. Stab looking to right. It's Taylor in transition. Taylor a pull-up three from the right wing. It's good.
That was a nice play. Pearson Young back on defense, had to guard against the player coming up against the opposite wing, took a step back into the lane. Three-pointer, nothing but net. 7
points for Taylor, 11-4 Stab leads. Now Pearson Young trying to answer, nearly banked in a three, but it was too strong. It comes right back to Roberts up top, who throws back to Pearson Young. Young back to Roberts, two-man game. Roberts with his left hand, good defense by Justin Taylor. Roberts bounces it to Plett. Plett, 19 feet away, faces up, takes the shot. He tried to bank it in. This time it was too short, and the rebound pulled down by Poindexter. Poindexter has a screen set by Lang. Poindexter's going to take it all the way to the basket, and he missed the layup. It was a great play until the shot. Plett now coming the other way in transition. Plett dribbles around Lang, and the shot is blocked, but it's going to be a foul, I believe, on Carter Lang. We will wait to see. There were two. It's either him or Delorier. And yes, it will be on Carter Lang, his first foul of the game with 2:23 to go in the first quarter.
Well, what you just saw from Plett there is probably his strength, driving to the basket, trying to draw the foul as he gets in there. As I said, he does have a nice little 8-foot jump shot from the lane. But Desmond Roberts and Ish, their games get the ball, drive to the lane, get to the foul line.
Plett's first shot is good. Now 3 points for him. The second shot rattles through as well. Plett for the Bishops 6 points. It's 11-6. With 2:20 to go in quarter number one. Nick Reese now has got the ball in the front court, calls for a screen, but going to wave Lang off. Now the V logo, he'll give to Justin Taylor. Taylor, little two-man game, good pass to Reese in the left wing, but it's an air ball. Pearson Young pulls it down. They're going to have a 2-on-1 if they hurry. Young a bounce pass to Plett, but it was deflected by Justin Taylor right into the arms of his teammate Nick Reese. Now Stab looking to run. It's Malachi Poindexter directing traffic. There's a lob pass. Somehow it ends up with Lang, who dishes it under the basket to Delorier, who is fouled on the shot attempt. And I'm not sure how that pass made it through.
I don't know either, but we definitely had a size mismatch underneath the basket. Stab recognized it, got it inside, and they draw the foul from Young.
So 11-6 for now. Ethan Delorier going to the line, shooting two. First shot, he's going to leave it short. So the scoreline remains 11-6, and a substitution for VES. Exiting is Vuga. Walker Andrews will replace him, checking in for the first time tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a small lineup now for the Bishops out here. Going to look to capitalize maybe on some speed.
Ethan Delorier gets the second shot to go. It's now 12-6. Under 2 minutes to play Robbie Matos also now into the game. He'll bring the ball up the court. Had some separation, but didn't take the shot. He'll give it to Andrews. Andrews down low to Plett, the reverse layup. Now he comes back the other way and drains it, plus the foul.
Great play. Got the ball about 6 feet out, a couple of dribbles, pump fake underneath the basket, strong enough to take it up against those big boys and finish your shot and draw the foul.
Plett now with 6 points. Here's the free throw, 12-8 our score, minute 36. In the first quarter, Plett's shot is up, off the front of the rim, back of the rim, and through. 12-9 now our score. Bishops within 3 and 7 points for Plett. Poindexter now bring it to the front court for St. Anne's. Malachi Poindexter, a two-man game, and they just leave Lang uncovered off the screen, but Plett slaps it out of his hands. And what is the call?
Goaltending.
Basket interference. The bucket will be credited to Carter Lang, I believe.
I think so. He was going up to lay that in, and Desmond Roberts came up over the rim and swatted it off to the side. But the ball was definitely in the cylinder.
14-9 our score, 6 points for Lang. Ishmael Plett now just a step inside the arc. Has nowhere to go, guarded by Lang. Here's a 3-ball top of the key from Andrews. It's good from 23+ feet away.
Yeah, it goes up on the scoreboard as 3. It looked like it banked in there a little bit. I might have to talk to him tomorrow about that one.
Hey, it counts just the same.
That's it. It's on the board as 3.
Here's Justin Taylor. Double team comes. He gives to Carter Lang. Thought about a 3, but he'll give to Richardson. 52 seconds to play. Richardson comes around the double team. Left-handed layup. Too strong. The rebound pulled down by Delorier. He missed the layup. Lang gets the rebound. He misses the layup, and the ball is swatted out of bounds, but it was swatted by a Bishop, so it will stay here on this end. 14-12 our score.
Yeah, definitely Stab has the size advantage now down underneath the basket. When Plett's man steps to the outside, it gives a definite height advantage under the basket to Stab. You saw that with 3 attempts.
Poindexter will throw the ball in, and they just get a quick layup off the screen. It's Eli Delorier coming off the Justin Taylor screen and laying it in. 16-12 now our score. 3 points now for Ethan Delorier. Pearson Young thought about a 3. Now he has step back 3 from the left wing, just to the right side of the rim, and Justin Taylor grabs the rebound. 20 seconds to play, Stab by 4. We'll see how they play this possession. Poindexter now in the front court, double team comes, and they give it to Delorier in the corner. Eli Delorier, that is, and he airballs the 3. It was open, though. 9 seconds now, 8. VES coming the other way. Here's Robbie Matos. 6 seconds now, 5. Pearson Young. Off the screen comes Andrews, a 3 from the top of the key. It's no good off the side of the rim. And that's how this first quarter will end. And in a jiffy, it was an up and down first quarter. Feels like the game just started.
It was. Not a lot of stoppage in play. Ball going up and down to both ends. Stab starting the game shooting from the outside, finding some success going underneath the basket. The Bishops got to figure out what's going to work for them. Are they going to look for the outside shot, hopefully start getting some to fall, or find Plett down underneath the basket, which seems to have been what was working for them in that first quarter.
Well, 16-12 our score. While we have a moment, I'd like to thank once again the Blue Ridge Shopping Center in Crozet, Virginia for sponsoring tonight's broadcast of at least one Charlottesville team, St. Anne's Belfield. But sure happy to be here and be part of this simulcast on VES.org for this great private school matchup. And so far, it's just so evident how talented these two teams are.
Yeah, and you probably haven't seen the best play out of the best players just yet. And I'm sure here as we get into this game, maybe into the third quarter, player from each team is going to be the go-to guy. Maybe Plett so far for VES. Stab seems to have some scoring distributed around a number of guys, but starting to look under the basket for those little gimmies from 2 to 4 feet away.
For VES, Ishmael Plett, the leading scorer, 7 points tonight. Justin Taylor also with 7. He had 4 right off the bat, then drilled a 3. It'll be VES ball to start the second half. Pearson Young will start with it. Pearson Young now in the right elbow. It's Diaz. Diaz dribbling middle. Gives it to Andrews. Andrews thought about a 3, but dribbles inside. Gives to Plett. Plett double team comes. Has to take it back out to the arc. He's on the right wing. 15 seconds into the game. He's got a one-on-one matchup. Plett takes it to the hoop. The double team comes, and he traveled. He was just a bit out of control on that drive.
Yeah, he tried to turn his back into the contact. I think if he would have kept on going the way he was, he might have drawn another foul.
16-12, still our score. Nick Reese will bring the ball up for Stab. Bishops faced him on the football field in the fall. Now Delorier kicks inside to his brother. It's Ethan to Eli to the hoop. 18-12. Stab now leads.
Yep, a little bit of ball watching by the Bishops there, not watching your player cut to the basket, looking for that open pass.
Pearson Young got to the free throw line, had to kick it back out. We'll give it inside. Here's Inter. Spinning layup is no good. No foul called. And coming the other way are the Saints. Reese pitches it ahead to Eli Delorier. Delorier back out top to Taylor. Taylor to Ethan Delorier. Yeah, they're going to call a double dribble.
Yeah, the Bishop's doing a lot of substitution here early, trying to find out what combination is going to work for them.
7:04 to play. 18-12 our score. 7:04 in the second quarter. We've already got one number change we're trying to sort out here. All right, well, Vuga now wearing number 22. Matos in the front court for the Bishops. Matos turns the corner with the left hand. The layup is good, plus the harm.
Great move by Robbie down the lane. That's his strength, too. Juking a player out front. Noticed all the other Bishops were out by the three-point line. Gave him a little bit of a line down the center. He converts. Let's hope he hits his free throw.
Matos now on the board. Free throw rattles it through. 18-15 now our score. Stab still out in front. They've led the entirety of this game. At least they have not trailed, we'll put it that way. Now Nick Reese into the front court. Reese has a screen set from Ethan Delorier. Turns the corner. He'll give inside to Eli Delorier, who had trouble gathering it, but he does. Wayne Chen now into the game for Stab. He'll throw it inside to Ethan. Ethan, a turnaround hook shot with the right hand is good from 12 feet away.
You don't see that shot too much anymore, but it was beautiful. Beautiful shot.
5 points for Ethan Delorier. 20-15 Stab leads. Now here's Robbie Matos. Matos to Roberts on the right wing. Roberts drives the ball to the middle, was stopped. He'll hand off to Diaz. Diaz going to take it all the way to the hoop. He falls down hard, but no foul call, and Justin Taylor will come the other way with it. Almost 2 minutes into the quarter, and Taylor, the pitch ahead pass to Delorier, who was wide open underneath the basket. Stab by 7. 7 points now for Ethan Delorier. Robbie Matos looking to answer. Crosses over. Gets to the rim, but good defense played by Chen. He'll have to throw it back out to the left wing to Andrews. Andrews going to drive. No good. The floater with the right hand, and rebound pulled down by Eli Delorier. Now here's Justin Taylor. 5:40 to go in the second quarter. Stab by 7. Another good pass from Taylor, and another good finish from Eli Delorier. Stab by 9 now.
I think it's about time for, yep, there it is, a Bishop timeout. Everybody, yeah, they're not finding that second cutter down underneath the basket and giving them those wide open looks.
Well, right on cue, Darko Sedlar calls timeout. Lead has ballooned to 9 for Stab. It's 24-15 with 5:30 to play before the halftime break. And once again, thank you to the Blue Ridge Shopping Center for sponsoring tonight's broadcast here in Lynchburg. Very happy to bring you this game simulcast on both VES's website and PiedmontSports.org. Certainly there's so much good basketball beyond the city of Charlottesville, which is where we are based, and we're happy to travel around, find a little more of it, especially if we can get a Charlottesville team in there.
Well, and you know, you're talking about the Charlottesville area there, and in the division that VES plays in Division II in the state, and even in the VIC conference. Blue Ridge, Miller School, up towards the Charlottesville area are going to be phenomenal basketball programs this year as well.
Ball back in play. It's Robbie Matos, top of the key. Matos crosses over, guarded by Chen. Now in the corner, it's Pissner. Pissner didn't have an open shot, so he'll take it back up top. Pissner now, the left hand drives into the lane. He'll give to Diaz. Diaz guarded closely by Taylor. Now in the left wing, it's Pissner. Pissner thought about a 3. He'll fake the handoff to Matos and then pass it to Diaz. Diaz now in the corner. Here's Matos. Matos drives to the right. Shot is no good. He wanted a foul as he hung in the air, but didn't get a clean look toward the basket. Justin Taylor now with the ball. Double team comes to Chen. Chen to Reese. Reese, a step-in mid-range jumper is good from the baseline.
Yeah, Stab has it all going today. The offense in sync, shots falling for him, everything looking good.
11-point lead. Plett back into the game for VES. Spins to the right, little up and under move. That was beautiful.
Nice move right there.
9 points for Plett. It's 26-17. 4.5 minutes to go before halftime. Reese now in the front court to Carter Lang. Lang to Justin Taylor. Taylor, double team comes once again. Taylor drives to the baseline. He's going to get called for an offensive foul. Good positioning there. It was number 10, Pistner, that got in his way and drew the offensive foul out as Taylor's first. And certainly the Bishops can get him with another foul or two. That could be their path back into the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. Piskiner did a nice job making sure he didn't turn the corner, stayed in front, took the charge.
26-17. Robbie Matos now enters the front court. Bishops trail by 9. Matos guarded closely by Chen, and he will kick it to Andrews, and it's off his hands and out of bounds. Another turnover.
Well, the Bishops out there with 2 seniors, a sophomore, and 2 freshmen on the court. Maybe a little bit of nerves there when that one came to him.
3:55. Here's Malachi Poindexter. Poindexter, a little floater from the baseline. It's good. And suddenly, the Saints just can't miss, even if they tried, it feels like.
No, everything's falling.
Poindexter now on the board. 28-17 our score. Matos tries to answer with a quick 3 from the left wing. It's too strong and pulled down by Malachi Poindexter. Poindexter now 3.5 minutes to go from the left wing. Has a screen set by Taylor. Takes a couple dribbles in, kicks to Chen. Chen, a right wing 3. It's good. Another Saint in the scoring column. It's 31-17.
Yeah, I think they've doubled their lead here in about the past minute and a half. That was a great play. Drive the lane, collapse the defense, kick out for a 3. And when you're shooting hot, I think everybody's catching a little bit.
Pistner in front of the Saints bench. He misses. Justin Taylor pitches it ahead to Eli Delorier, who dribbles it off his foot and out of bounds.
That's high school basketball for you.
Well, 31-17, VES will come the other way. They trail by 14. And the Stab bench is very loud. You can hear that they've been louder than the VES students tonight. They just had a lot more to cheer about, of course.
Yeah, and I think the Bishops have gone back with a little bigger lineup. You notice the last couple possessions, everything on the outside. Now we've got a post player.
Andrews, a deep 3. Boy, they needed that one. 31-20. Bishops within 11 now. Malachi Poindexter, as the volume increases inside the gym. Justin Taylor, a pull-up 3 from 25 feet away. He banks it in.
I think we've seen it all today. If you're hot, you keep throwing it up, and good things are going to be happening. That was a bank shot from about 25 feet.
It's a pull-up jumper from Young. It's good. So the Bishops answered. They're now within 12. Stab looking to get out in transition. Justin Taylor, another pull-up 3, this time a bit too strong. Scramble for the rebound, goes out of bounds, and it's off the fingertips of Eli Delorier. And over to the Bishops. Yeah, what were we saying about the Saints couldn't miss if they tried? That sure looked like Taylor was trying to miss, but he did not.
Absolutely. I think the Bishops need to put some brakes on here for the Stab offense. Get on a nice little maybe 8-0 run here. Head into the half with the score a lot tighter.
Nick Reese back into the game for the Saints. Vuga thought about a corner 3 in front of the Saints bench, but has to take it inside. Now he'll hand off to Diaz. Diaz drives and kicks to Plett, who slams it home. 10-point game.
There we go. Is that the emotion changer right there?
11 points per Plett. The students once again rise to full volume. Carter Lang going to take a 3 from the right wing. It's off the right side of the rim and out. Diaz now coming the other way for the Bishops. Diaz going to take it all the way, and he was fouled by Ethan Delorier on the shot as he just saw that Delorier was out of position. Went right at him and got the contact. So now in a 34-24 game with 1:34 to play before halftime, Bishops have a good chance to cut it to within 10.
That's it. Knock some points off. The clock's not running. Get your defense activated at the other end. There's one.
First shot from Fabio Diaz. All net. 34-25 now.
I really think somebody on the Bishops' offensive side of the floor has got to get some confidence. Other than Plett going inside and continually draining those, if Andrews can get hot, Diaz can shoot the outside shot as well. It looks like everybody wants to pass it up because they just not making that one before.
Diaz makes both free throws, 34-26 our score, and Coach Altizer for Stab going to call a timeout. And one thing that really impresses me about this Saints team so far, you've got 7 players in the scorebook for them. Justin Taylor now has cracked double digits. He's got 10 points. Ethan Delorier with 7. Eli Delorier added 4 of his own. Carter Lang with 6. He's actually the third leading scorer for Stab. Nick Reese, Malachi Poindexter, and Wayne Chen also with a bucket. So it's been a very balanced scoring attack versus the Bishop scoring attack that's been non-existent at times.
Yeah, exactly. Bishops go 3-4 possessions, one shot, nothing. You got to get back into the game with defense. Get a couple of turnovers, limit them to one shot for the possession.
Here's Ethan Delorier going to kick to Lang inside, who attempted the hook shot from 6 feet away. Vuga rejected out of bounds. 34-26. Stab up by 8. They have the ball. Malachi Poindexter will throw it into Justin Taylor in the corner. Taylor going to kick it back up top. Nearly went off the hands of Nick Reese, but he regathers before it goes into the backcourt. Now Poindexter back to Taylor. Taylor left wing, guarded closely, throws the entry pass to Ethan Delorier. Kicks to Poindexter. Poindexter a wing 3 off the back of the rim, bounces high in the air, and Nick Reese comes up with an offensive board. And here's Justin Taylor back to Reese. Reese a corner 3 with the left hand. It's short. Another offensive rebound. Carter Lang's got it this time. And the ball is just ripped away by Pearson Young. It'll stay here, but what an effort play by Pearson Young.
When I heard that whistle go, Young was kind of on his backside there. I thought he was going to get called for the foul, but the official signaled jump ball.
I wondered the same thing, but it was the right call. 57 seconds, and another bunny off the inbounds pass. Poindexter finds Ethan Delorier's 9th point tonight, and it's 36-26 once again, a 10-point lead. Pearson Young curling off the screen is Andrews, top of the key, who kicks to Vuga, who slams it home.
It looked like he might have taken a little extra step there, but the dunk definitely brings the crowd to life.
Vuga now in the scorebook. Bishops trail by 8. Here's Nick Reese. Enters the lane, and the shot is rejected by Vuga, who gets a playful shove from his teammate, Pearson Young. So momentum may be starting to change a little bit, at least for now. The Bishops student section's jersey theme, it looks like, and they have something to cheer about finally. Poindexter, the inbounds pass to Reese. Reese left wing, he's stopped, hands off to Justin Taylor, who's not scored in a little while. Taylor top of the key, where he's guarded closely by Plett. He pulls up from 3 from the left wing. It's too strong. And Eli Delorier, another offensive rebound, but the entry pass is denied by Vuga, right into the hands of Pearson Young. Pearson Young going to kick to Plett in the baseline. Plett, double team comes. Here's Diaz in the corner. Diaz for 3. It's short and pulled down by Malachi Poindexter with 1 second to go, who heaves a 3/4 court shot, and it hits the top right corner of the backboard and bounces away. Well, 1 half in the books, 36-28. The Saints lead. It's been up and down first half. Justin Taylor with 10 points, 7 early on. The Bishops limited him to 3 points in the second quarter, but still a balanced scoring attack. Ethan Delorier with 9 points, Carter Lang with 6, Chen with 3, Poindexter with 2, and Reese also with 2. The Bishops, they have 28 points. 11 of them have come from Ishmael Plett. He's been their leading scorer with 11. But other than that, not a ton of points have been scored by. I know they have 28 points, but at times this Bishops offense has just gone so ice cold. They're going to need to really clean that up for the second half to be Captain Obvious.
Yeah, I think maybe, the last 2.5 minutes there where the Bishops started putting together some solid scoring opportunities. And, what was it, a 14-point, 16-point game? Down to 8 here as we enter the half.
Well, 36-28 our score. Thank you again to the Blue Ridge Shopping Center for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. Blue Ridge has all that you need. If you need snacks and refreshments for before or after the game, whether you're looking for simple chips and salsa or all the ingredients for your signature dip, you can tackle your tailgating needs at Harris Teeter. We got a special halftime interview for you with a special guest I sat down with before the game. It is cross-country runner. Bob, you want to tell us about?
Yeah, VES has had the privilege for the past 4 years to have one of the best cross-country runners in the Commonwealth. Daniel O'Brien will be heading out to San Diego to run in the Foot Locker Nationals. He's been a 3-time state champion, and actually his freshman year he finished runner-up. Can't beat that. He holds 13 now individual state championships in cross-country, indoor track, and outdoor track. He was Gatorade Runner of the Year in Virginia last year and is up for that honor again this year. Just a tremendous athlete, tremendous student, tremendous individual.
Yep, I certainly concur with that statement. Here's my interview with him before the game. There he was, Daniel O'Brien, and I have to say, I think Daniel has accomplished more, at least athletically at his point in life, than most people ever will, especially, at least for me, Bob. But no, what a great guy Daniel O'Brien is. Definitely a great kid, which sounds weird for me to say as a kid myself, probably relatively, but just a really great guy. Got a good head on his shoulders and got his priorities in order.
Yeah, it's hard to believe sometimes they're 18 years old. That's the surprising thing. Looks like one of our scoreboard connections popped out over here, so I may have to unhook here for a second and see if I can figure that out.
All right, well, 3:52 to go before the halftime break is over. Once again, 36-28 our score. If you were just joining us, it was a game in which, at least the first half, in which Justin Taylor just went off in the first quarter. It looked like he might have 30 points by now at this rate, but the VES defense, I should say, really, put the clamps on him fairly well, at least at times, just double teaming him 25+ feet away from the hoop, and that's what you got to do against a player of his caliber.
Absolutely. The 3-point line is becoming too short in high school basketball. It used to be you tell your players toes on the line, push them back a little bit, and Stab would take 2 dribbles over half court and launch and was catching nothing but net. Looks like Coach Sedlar has had his word with the boys, and we'll see what type of attitude they come out with here in the second half.
Yeah, and a few of those shots, one by Justin, a few by other players as well. It reminded me of Jimmer Fredette about 10 years ago, or Carson Edwards last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, lines on the floor don't mean anything to those guys. If it feels good, take it. And when they're falling, they're falling.
Yeah, there's a new saying in basketball these days. It's called logo range. I don't know if you've heard that, but it's players like Trey Young that can just pull up from really anywhere.
Well, and I've watched our guys practice, and if you notice there where it says Virginia Episcopal School, a lot of guys like to step on the V on one side of the court and the L on the other, and think that's now the range for shooting those threes.
Yeah, it's interesting, 3-point line in high school has been unchanged forever as far as I can remember.
Yeah, when I first started coaching here at VES in the 85-86 basketball season, no 3-point line. And, you'd head off to some gyms that hadn't painted a line but had tape that went around the floor. And, we're talking about where we want to host our conference tournament. And the past couple years it had been at Roanoke College. And their 3-point line, of course, now in college is different. And if we go there, hey, guess what? We're taping a 3-point line down on the floor.
That's something I didn't even think about, but that's got to be a significant challenge because most of the state championships have been at like Hampton, places like that.
Yeah, we play at Virginia State. All the independent school, the 3 divisions, their Final Four and state championships are at Virginia State, and it's the same thing there. They'll put I think Virginia State has blue on their floor, so maybe it's a red line of tape that we put down for our games.
Well, the buzzer has sounded. That means we got 1 minute before halftime is over. Once again, 36-28 our score. Bishops are going to need a big second half, both on the offensive and defensive end. They have just not been able to find that consistent offensive rhythm. We've seen glimpses. We've seen Walker Andrews hit a clutch 3. We've seen Matos, a couple good takes. Plett, of course, with 11 points. He has asserted his dominance at times, but he's not been totally consistent either. It's just been no one is showing great consistency. It's a young team, like Darko said, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be who's going to step up here. I think at this level of play, even in high school, these guys have the game, have the ability. It's getting over the butterflies and nerves, maybe playing first time at home, and just letting the game come natural.
Bishops now going right to left. Vuga, quick spin and score. Bishops within 6. 4 points now for Vuga. Here's Poindexter in the front court. Poindexter nearly threw it back court, but a great save by Eli Delorier to Nick Reese, who's going to take it all the way and score with the left hand at the rim. What a back-breaking blow for VES. Looked like they were going to have a backcourt violation. Instead, now they're down by 8. Here's a quick 3 from Diaz. It's short. Rebound pulled down by Vuga, but blocked from behind. I believe it was Justin Taylor. It was either him or Eli Delorier that got a piece of it.
Yeah, you see the difference here. The Bishops made the run towards the end of that second quarter with Plett and Vuga in the game, presence underneath the basket. We got an offensive rebound there, got knocked out of bounds. Here he is again underneath. Not a great-looking shot there.
Yeah, Vuga tried a layup, but did not have the angle. Now Stab going to pitch it ahead to Nick Reese. Layup wouldn't go. Vuga pulls it down, but it's poked away by by Ethan Delorier out to midcourt. Poindexter feeds it to Carter Lang for a layup. 2 tough breaks involving near backcourt violations for the Bishops. They're down by 10.
It looked like the Bishops thought they were going to get the ball, and the Stab player saying, hey, I'm just going to chill out right here.
8 points for Carter Lang. Vuga, left wing three, too strong, didn't hit the rim, pulled down by Reese on the run. Reese in stride, going to take it all the way and has it blocked away by Alex Vuga. Correction, by Clement Vuga. There were two Bishops that had a chance to swat it away. Vuga got there first. Inbound pass goes straight to Lang. Little give and go. The inbounder Poindexter thought about a corner three, but gives to Justin Taylor. Taylor, three-pointers too strong from the right wing. Another offensive rebound. This time it's by Eli Delorier. Kicks back up top to Reese. Reese now to Poindexter. Poindexter takes a one dribble in. And the mid-range jumper, no good.
He made a nice move to the basket. Fake to the inside, drove to the outside. Shot just didn't fall.
Here's Robbie Matos. Step back jumper from the left elbow. It's another brick. The ball is on the floor. Ethan Delorier had it for a moment. Now players from both teams on the floor, and there's going to be a foul call. We're not sure who it's on. I think one team's going to be upset.
Yeah, I think that may come to the Bishops here. No? 15?
25, so that foul is going to be on Ethan Delorier.
Got a little extra aggressive fighting for that loose ball on the ground.
That's Delorier's second. Ethan Delorier, that is, first team foul. Pissner will inbound it to Plett. Plett under the basket. Double team came, so we had to take it back out. Plett now in the corner. Dribbles inside to Vuga. Vuga top of the key. Kicks to Matos. Matos now at the top of the key. They switch places back to Vuga. Vuga thought about left wing three. Takes the dribble between the legs now with the left hand. Drives and is fouled on the layup attempt, so it'll be two shots. The foul was by Ethan Delorier, so two quick fouls for Ethan Delorier.
You know, Clement, big kid, showed good ball skills there. The whole Bishop offense originating out at the three-point line and driving to the basket, drawing the fouls.
First shot, Vuga splashes it through, and was that foul on Nick Reese? Looks like they're calling it our number 3.
I didn't see up on the scoreboard what number went up there.
Second shot rattles home as well. 40-32 our new score. I thought it was definitely going to be on Ethan Delorier. Unless that was an error, the foul is on Nick Reese. There's Poindexter in the front court. Carter Lang up top, guarded closely by Vuga. Hands it off to Nick Reese. Reese drives middle, little jump pass left corner to Poindexter. Poindexter to Taylor, back up top. Taylor hasn't touched the scoreboard in a little while. Takes two dribbles with the left hand. A fadeaway shot. Short, but a rebound by Carter Lang, who tosses it inside to Ethan Delorier. Now there's a wing three by Reese. Too short. Battle for the rebound, and it is won by Pissner. Now Bishop's coming in their way. Here's Desmond Roberts now, left wing. One-handed pass to Vuga. Vuga. Fake handoff, going to take it to the basket. Layup attempt, no good. He just short-armed it through contact. Wanted the foul, but it does not come. And now Taylor will come the other way. Saints up by 8.
I'd love to see the replay of that play. Looked like he was going to hand it off easily to Plett, and when the defender backed off a little bit, he took that hard step to the basket, just couldn't finish.
Here's a foul on Bishops. No, I believe that was Robbie Matos. We have had trouble seeing who the foul was on. Now Justin Taylor will take it inside. Little handoff to Carter Lang, who's fouled on the layup attempt. The foul was on Ishmael Plett. That's his first, team's first of the second half. So Lang will go to the line, shooting 2. Stab up by 8. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Another foul coming up here. This one on Piskiner.
Carter Lang, first shot from the lefty. Line drives off the back of the rim and no good.
Must be that basket down at that end. The teams just can't seem to break the glass over the rim.
That's right. Well, Vuga will exit. He'll be replaced by Pearson Young, who Coach Sedlar once again before the game said was a game-time decision due to a nagging injury. Second shot from Lang, no good as well, so he misses both. Bishops trail by 8, need a bucket. Here's Robbie Matos. Matos, top of the key. To Pearson Young, a little step back. He'll get back to Matos right in front of the Bishops bench. 4:50 to go. Bishops trail by 8, back up top. Now here's Roberts. Roberts going to drive baseline, try to pass to Plett inside, but it was intercepted by Lang. And the outlet pass made to Poindexter. Poindexter now. VES logo just in front of the center circle to Justin Taylor. Taylor guarded 28 feet away from the basket, closely by Plett. And coming off the screens, Reese. Taylor finds him. He'll give to Lang inside, who puts it home as he slaps the glass. Stab back to a 10-point lead. Here's Plett coming the other way. Plett turned away by Lang. Has to throw it back outside to Matos. Matos thought about a deep 3, but thinks better of it.
Yeah, Stab's got a size advantage now, and the Bishops, everything moving further and further away from the basket on the offensive end.
Deep two by Roberts wouldn't go. Stab now with the ball. Malachi Poindexter in the front court. Has a screen set by Lay. Now he gives it to him, who then hands off to Ethan Delorier. Delorier back to Poindexter. Poindexter fancy dribbling as he kicks to Reese. Reese drives middle. Tries a little jump pass. Didn't know who it was going to, but it goes to Ethan Delorier. Fortunately enough for him. He then throws it across the court to Poindexter. Poindexter thought about a three. Steps in. Mid-range jumper off the front of the rim. No good. And it's off the head of Desmond Roberts and out of bounds, where you had Ethan Delorier fighting for it. And Pledge just couldn't quite keep his, Roberts, I should say, couldn't keep his concentration. It's a tough play, of course, to make, but just feels like another bad break for VES.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it comes down to the size mismatch under the basket. Platt, the biggest guy on the field on the floor for the Bishops, was outside.
Mid-range jumper, no good. Bishops now in transition. Vuga takes the outlet pass from Robbie Matos and lays it in. Bishops within 8, 3:20 to play in the third.
Yeah, big defensive possession here for the Bishops because we haven't been able to cut it down below 8 and got the steal.
Here's a steal from Pearson Young, and he is fouled by Nick Reese on the breakaway. Not breakaway, but in transition. It's going to be Reese's second. Team's third of the second half with 3:13 to play. For the Bishops, it's really felt like since the opening few minutes, like one step forward, one step back.
Yeah, every time we've cut the lead down to like 8 points, maybe not a great shot selection. There we go.
There's a quick answer by Pearson Young. Little runner from the right side of the lane off the glass. 42-36 now our score. 3 minutes to go in the quarter, 11 to go in the game. Malachi Poindexter now in the front court for St. Anne's Belfield. Guarded very closely by Pearson Young, who wants another steal. Poindexter going to drive to the baseline. Double team comes, tries a wraparound pass. It's an errant one grabbed by Andrews, who throws ahead to Plett, who tried the dunk. We're going to have a foul, and it will be on Eli Delorier, who hit the deck hard. He was trying to reject the dunk of Ishmael Plett, but with the ball, he got a piece of Plett's arm.
He's coming up a little limping there. I think he came down wrong after that.
You know, it looks like he's going to be okay. It was fairly scary how he hit the deck on the left side of the court on the baseline, but Plett will go to the line shooting 2 first shots up too strong. It bounces away, so the lead's still 6 points for now, and the Bishops not cashing in on opportunities.
Now you got a free point sitting there at the line. Got to make these free throws.
Plett's still stuck on 11 points. 2:42 to play in the third. Second shot from Plett. This one also too strong, but the rebound is scrapped for and gathered by Roberts, who kicks to Vuga, who lays it in the left side of the lane. Bishops now within 4. Maybe that's the break they needed.
Maybe they can smell it a little bit now.
8 points for Vuga. Here's Poindexter in the front court. Poindexter guarded closely by Young, taking away the middle. He now drives baseline, does Richardson, and tries a pass to the left wing. It's intercepted by Plett, who tosses ahead to Pearson Young, who is fouled on the layup attempt. He will go to the line in this 4-point game all of a sudden.
Yeah, you got to get the ball on the defensive end, and the Bishops turned up the intensity down there the last couple of possessions. Got to capitalize here at the free throw line.
Coach Altizer going to call a timeout. Well, the Bishops on their first real run of the game, 42-38. They have cut it to 4 points with 2:17 to play in the third. Real quick, while we have a moment, I'd like to thank the Blue Ridge Shopping Center in Crozet for sponsoring tonight's broadcast, including Augusta Health Convenient Care, the Crozet Family Dentistry. They're both in the Blue Ridge Shopping Center. They will provide personalized and convenient care for all members of your family. Thank you to the great folks there for sponsoring tonight's Tuesday night showcase broadcast here in Lynchburg.
I'm watching the student section down here to our right, gradually moving the rope line a little closer and closer and closer to the court out there.
You know what they say, if you give them 5, they'll take 10. You give them 10, they'll take 15.
Well, usually my job is down there during the games to keep them back off of that red paint so an official running up the sideline there doesn't get blindsided by something he doesn't see.
Feels like we might be trending toward that direction if this trend continues here in Lynchburg. Yep, you gotta love the student sections in high school basketball. It's really what it's all about.
Yeah, it amazes me sometimes, you know. They watch too many college games and try to imitate everything that's going on there.
And Pearson Young steps to the line, timeout over, first shot. He drills it, 42-39 now our score. The second shot from Pearson Andrews, bounces it to himself, now takes one dribble, gathers, shots up, and it's all bottoms as well, and it's now a 2-point game, a one-possession game in Lynchburg. Pearson Young applying some pressure near midcourt. Nick Reese got the ball. Right at the 2-minute mark, defense is the chant from the Bishops faithful. Nick Reese gonna dribble to his left, turn back middle, drives to the lane, and Pearson Young sends it back right into the hands of Vuga, who pitches ahead to Plett. Plett in transition, shoots over Taylor just a bit strong. Ball bounces high in the air off the floor and then grabbed by Wayne Chen, who underhands it to Justin Taylor on the outlet pass, not coming the other way. Taylor, three from the top of the key, it rims out, and Vuga pulls down the rebound. Taylor's gone cold. Now here's Plett in transition, drives baseline. Layup attempt is no good, but he was fouled by Eli Delorier. I think Stab was not too happy with that call.
No, I thought if Stab would have hit that three down there on the other end after the miss by the Bishops, that might have let some serious air out of the Bishop momentum coming back here. Got a chance to tie this game now.
Ishmael Plett heads to the line. First shot's a line drive, but it makes it through. 42-40 now our score. It's a 1-point game. It almost doesn't feel like it, but then again, maybe it does. This has just been a great run by the Bishops. Second shot by Plett, up and good as well. We are all knotted up in Lynchburg.
New ball game here, new ball game.
Here's Nick Reese with the ball in the front court, guarded by Pearson Young. Young steals it again, but he is going to be called for a foul as he smiles and claps his hands. He wasn't a fan of that call, but he does not argue too much. Instead, he claps his hands. Good job by Young, good maturity to show some positive emotion. It would have been a Bishop's lead. Taylor now with the ball at the inbounds pass, guarded closely by Plett, has to throw it back up top. They've just done such a great job, have the Bishops on Taylor since the first quarter. Justin Taylor now enters the lane. Little pull-up jumper from 12 feet away. It's good. As I say that, Taylor back on the board, 12 points now in tonight's game.
Yeah, I think that ended, what, about a 10-0 Bishop run there to get him back in the game?
Yep.
Big possession here.
And Vuga drives to the lane, but he travels. Before that, he caught it. Looked like he tried to catch it on the hop and then take a step to the right, but I guess he was not off the floor. Either that or he just shuffled the feet.
He might be used to those international rules where you get a little extra half step in there.
45 seconds to play in the third quarter. 44-42 our score. Justin Taylor top of the key. Step back three from 24 feet away. It's short. And Vuga runs it down in the corner, tosses to Pearson Young. 36 seconds. Young, VES coming the other way. Pearson Young takes two dribbles to the middle. From the three-point line, misses the mid-range floater, short. Ball run down by Carter Lang for Stab. Now, Stab might have numbers. Taylor throws to the corner. It's Nick Reese. Reese, a corner three in front of the Bishop student section is good. He silences the crowd. 12 seconds to play. Bishops trail by 5. Pearson Young with the ball in his hands. 8 seconds now. See if they hold for the last shot. Here's Vuga, left wing three on the way. Nearly dropped. It did everything but drop, really. Here's a half-court shot from Nick Reese. It won't go as the buzzer sounds. Boy, that three ball, like I said, it did everything but drop. Thought it was going to go in, but
it did. It rattled around twice, popped up, still looked like it had a chance to fall. But you see high school basketball, game of runs. Bishops cut a 10-point lead, make it a tie game. Stab comes back with the next 5 points here. Fourth quarter is going to be a great quarter of basketball.
And VES, at the very least, they have certainly battled their way back into this game really late in the second half, late in the second quarter, early in the third quarter. You know, it didn't feel like an overly competitive game. It didn't feel like two teams on a level playing field, but in the second half, VES has been shot out of a cannon, they have really rebounded well from a tough first half.
Absolutely. The Bishops went with a little bigger lineup down under the basket. They still got to watch the mismatch. It looks like Stab's trying to make whoever Desmond Roberts is guarding be that low post player and have a size advantage on him down there, looking for those offensive rebounds off of misses. But Vuga's come in, done a nice job, probably had about 4 or 5 rebounds that corner. Definitely helped get the Bishops back into the game.
The students are certainly doing their part, especially in this second half. They have been very loud right on top of the court.
I think I might have to electrify that stanchion down there for coming games.
Reese bounces one to Taylor in the lane. Taylor, the reverse layup wouldn't go, but he was fouled.
Yeah, great backdoor cut on his part. Nice try underneath the basket for that reverse layup, but he'll go to the line, shoot 2.
So Justin Taylor, first shot, it's up and good. Extends the Stab lead to 6 points. Justin Taylor now with 13 on the night. The way he started, somewhat of a moral victory. He didn't have that at the end of the first quarter. Second shot, no good, but pulled down by Eli Deloria, who kicks to Justin Taylor. 4 points. Not the way they drew it up, but it's a 4-point play. 51-42 our score, and that summarizes the majority of this game. Here's an entry pass as Vuga finds Plett, who dunks it home. Bishops now within 7. That was a big answer 30 seconds into the fourth quarter. 13 points now for Plett. Nick Reese in the front court has to pick up his dribble, throws inside to Carter Lane, guarded by Vuga, back to Taylor. Taylor left wing, guarded closely. Finds some separation, but he's going to kick to Eli Deloria, who hands back off to Taylor. Taylor drives baseline. The floater tried to bank it in, but it didn't hit the glass, but it's rebounded by Eli Deloria, who throws to Carter Lane. Layup would not go. We're going to have a foul on the Saints on the rebound, I do believe. Yeah, it's going to be on number 23, Eli Deloria, his third, team 7th, so it's going to be a 1-and-1 situation. The shooter, I believe, will be Pearson Young. They're discussing that right now.
Walker Andrews walking to the line.
It's going to be, my apologies, it's going to be Walker Andrews. Andrews, a play that might be forgotten.
Nope, now it's Plett.
Yep. Play that might be forgotten. Walker Andrews, while we're talking about him, late in the second quarter, he had a big 3 when VES had not touched the scoreboard in minutes. That ended the drought, really helped them claw back and make it manageable for halftime so that they could get to where they are. Here's the first shot from Plett of the 1-and-1. Bounces away, no good. Pulled down by Eli Deloria. Still a 7-point margin with 7 minutes to go in the fourth. Nick Reese back up top to Carter Lang. Carter Lang hands off to Justin Taylor. Taylor in front of the Stab bench from 28 feet away off the back of the rim. No good, and another. No, it's not going to be an offensive rebound. Went off the hands of Carter Lang. Now Pearson Young will come the other way. Young in the front court. Takes 2 dribbles with the left hand to Vuga. Vuga backing his man down. It's Nick Reese. And a good pass as the double team comes to Plett, who lays it home, plus the harm.
Yep, the 2 big Bishop guys working together there. They've done it for about 3 years now.
So 51-46 now, 6:37 to play. Exiting is Eli Deloria. He'll be replaced by Ethan Deloria. That is his 4th foul of the game for Eli Deloria, that is. Here's the N1 opportunity from Plett. He's going to miss the free throw long. It's going to be rebounded by Carter Lang, who throws a bullet pass to Poindexter in front of the Bishop's bench. Nearly an errant one. Poindexter in front of the Stab bench now. He'll give inside to Lang, who goes straight up with it and lays it home with the left hand from 6 feet away.
Yeah, good low pick down low on the blocks there. He rolled right across the lane, had an easy left-handed layup.
6:15 now. The front court, here's Roberts. Roberts drives to the middle, a step inside the free throw line. No good. Scramble for the rebound. Going to be saved by Carter Lang to his teammate, Malachi Poindexter. Poindexter now 6 minutes even to go in the fourth quarter. Poindexter behind the back pass to Lang as the double team came. Back to Poindexter, who drives baseline as a lane opens to the basket. It's going to be goaltending. The basket will count as Plett jumped up there. The ball, I guess, was on its descent because it did not hit the backboard. But credit the points to Malachi Poindexter. 55-46 our score, and Coach Sedlar calls timeout.
Yeah, good timeout for the Bishops there. They'd cut it down to about 4, but Stab pulled it back out there to what is it, 9 points?
Yep, 9 points. 55-46 the score.
And he was quick to grab his little board there, so maybe a little defensive change here.
Well, while we have a moment, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Blue Ridge Shopping Center, your neighborhood shopping center just down the road from St. Anne's Belfield, I guess. Not down the road from here. In the heart of Crozet, where Blue Ridge has everything you need, from shopping at Harris Teeter, lunch, Levine Nail Salon, really anything you need. You never have to go far to pick up everything that you need. Although I guess, Bob, there's no Trader Joe's for you and your wife. No. Shopping center. Maybe that'll be up next.
Maybe we'll come back up and do another game up your way. Yeah, after that football playoff game, did have to take a little pit stop at Trader Joe's on the way back.
It was a chilly night at St. Anne's Belfield School. Here's the inbounds pass to Vuga. Vuga thought about giving it back to Diaz. Diaz actually Vuga, I should say, going to take it all the way to the rim. Layup attempt is short. The rebound pulled down by Eli Delorier. Actually, Ethan Delorier, I should say. A few more games and I'll be able to tell those two apart. Poindexter now in the front court.
Thank goodness for numbers, huh? You know? Oh, but great backdoor cut. He didn't see him.
Justin Taylor with the ball up top. Here's Lang. Lang to Reese. Reese steps in, bricks the mid-range jumper. And a foul on the rebound. It's going to go on Ethan Delorier, and is that his 5th? No, I think Eli has 4. We're waiting to see. Yep, that's going to be the 3rd on Ethan Delorier. Eli exited moments ago because he has 4 fouls, but it's going to be a 1-and-1 for the Bishops, trailing by 9 with 5:12 to play in the 4th quarter. And shooting the shots will be Tremaine Parker. Sorry, Walker Andrews.
And this might be great for Walker. He's a streak shooter. He gets a couple here. Maybe that'll give him some confidence.
First shot from Andrews, a bit strong, but it drops. 55-47 our score, and that is number 14, not 11. Andrews, not Parker. Second shot good as well for Andrews. Now 5 points for him on the night. It's 55-48, a 7-point game as we near the 5-minute mark. Diaz picks up his man, Poindexter at midcourt, kicks back up top to Ethan Delorier. A 3 off the back of the rim, no good. Pearson Young claws for the rebound. He gets it. He's coming the other way. There's a lob pass ahead to Plett. It was knocked away, but Plett regathers. Had Diaz wide open in the opposite corner, but he does not see him. From the other corner, in front of the Saints bench, now it's Pearson Young who dribbles away from the bench back near center court to the V logo. 4:40 to play. Vuga now with the ball right wing. Vuga, an overhead pass to Andrews, I should say, curling off the screen. Tried to throw it inside, but it's going to be tipped away and stolen by the Saints. Poindexter in the front court, 4:25 to play, Saints by 7. And a lane just opens to the basket. The Red Seas part, and Poindexter takes advantage of it. 57-48 our score. Pearson Young not coming the other way. Pass to Vuga. Vuga thought about a 3, gives it back to Andrews in the corner. Andrews back up top to Vuga. Vuga penetrates. Crossover to the left side. The layup, or the mid-range jumper off the rim, and no good. It rolled all the way around but wouldn't drop, and the outlet pass comes to Nick Reese. Reese down at the front court. He'll give to Poindexter, guarded closely right at the VES wordmark logo, just above the midcourt V. In front of the Saints bench, Poindexter once again. Red Seas part to the lane, but it closes quickly. Now here's Reese, a wing 3. It's no good. Too strong, and the rebound pulled down by Pearson Young. We've seen, it's been a theme tonight. Clear line, straight line drives allowed at times.
Oh, Bishops just can't buy a basket here. We're going to the hoop. 4 or 5 foot jump shots, nothing falling here in the last 2 minutes.
Pearson Young tried to go into the lane and create contact. He didn't get the call, and he didn't get the shot to go either. Now once again, a lane to the basket opens from Poindexter, and the ball was kicked on the entry pass that was intended for Delorier with 3:17 to play. 57-48 our score. As Pearson Young will exit the game, he'll be replaced by Fabio Diaz. Poindexter will inbound it to Justin Taylor. Taylor curling off the screen in front of the Stab bench. Thought about a 3, now crosses over. Steps in from 18 feet away. silky smooth with the touch. The mid-range shot is good. 59-48 our score. Now back into the front court with it are the Saints. Diaz gives up top. Robbie Matos now back into the game. Matos guarded by Taylor. Dribbles the ball off his foot, but it goes to his teammate Andrews. Tosses back to Diaz in front of the Bishop's bench. 2:45 to play, 59-48 our score. Bishops need to get something going. Here's Walker Andrews, a spin move, step back, mid-range jumper. It's a good one, and it drops. Bishops within 9, 2:30 to play. Reese coming the other way. Little pick and roll game from 25 feet away. Reese doesn't take the screen. He'll instead kick to Ethan Delore, back to Taylor in front of the Saints bench. Taylor a step to the right side, a three-pointer on the way off the front of the rim off the backboard, and no good. Ishmael Plett gathers it. Bishops trail by 9, looking to run. Matos going to try and take it all the way, shoots it over Taylor. It was an air ball and rebounded by Ethan Delore, just an out-of-control shot by Taylor. Poindexter now in transition, tries a spin move, circus shot. It's no good and pulled down by Plett, who pitches ahead to Vuga, who's going to take it all the way to the rim. The layup attempt is no good. The rebound, though, does come to Diaz. Bishops have the ball. Matos drives into the lane, tries to contort his body, shoot a floater around the big man, Ethan Delore, but it's no good. Now Saints coming the other way. Here's an alley-oop to Taylor, who misses the layup, but it goes straight to Carter Lang, who was fouled from behind by Vuga with 1:42 to play.
I'm seeing some head start to hang out there a little bit for the Bishops. Can't buy a basket on the offensive end.
Well, the Saints nearly bailed out the Bishops several times. Looked to me like taking early shots in the shot clock that were not great shots. With 2 minutes to play, these are not the shots they need to be taking, obviously, in transition. They're not high percentage shots, but it did not come back to hurt them either time. The Bishops could not capitalize in transition.
And you've got 2 fouls to give to the one-on-one with 1:42. I imagine Stab's going to be shooting a ton of free throws from here on out.
Carter Lang is the man shooting free throws. The first shot, he short arms it and leaves it short. Lang is probably the Saints' worst free throw shooter. He does lead the team with 9 rebounds per game, has an 81% field goal percentage, but from the free throw line, that's where he struggles. The second shot this time rattles it through. 60-50, a 10-point lead with 100 seconds to play in the game. Robbie Matos into the front court, guarded by Taylor. Screen comes from Vuga. Matos, little crossover, thought about a 3. Now he's going to take Taylor to the rim and try to lay it over him, but Taylor sends it away and out of bounds.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the Bishops' offensive plan here has been the last couple of possessions. Are we looking to spring a three-point shooter, or are we looking to go to the basket?
Diaz will inbound the ball to Roberts. Roberts in the corner in front of the Bishops bench. Minute 25 to play. Bishops trail by 10. Back up top to Andrews. Bishops got to go. Andrews spins on his man. Poindexter throws to Roberts in the corner. Back up top to Matos. Matos screen set. He'll pull up from 3. Top of the key. It's good. Timeout, VES. They needed that in the worst kind of way.
Absolutely. Finally getting something to drop from outside there. And it all came off that pick, and Matos just rolled to his left, found the open spot, drained a 3.
Well, 6 points for Robbie Matos. It's a 7-point game, 60-53. Got a minute and 12 to play.
2 fouls to give before they get to the one-on-one, so you can be aggressive on the inbounds here. It'll be interesting to see Stab playing with that shot clock. Do they have a slow-down offense here to run some time?
So tell me more about this. I'm so interested in this shot clock in high school basketball. Is it going to be for every private school, public school?
I don't know about the public school, but I know it is making its inroads into the private schools. I said the Division I schools, I think all but 3 across Virginia have it in, and the state playoffs are going to use it at that level. Our coach loves the shot clock, would love to see it in Division II basketball. Just says it changes the way you coach the game and the way you play the game. So,
yeah, Coach Sedlar and I found a lot of common ground before tonight's game on the absence of a shot clock. We are both for it. We both said that there's no reason that it should not be in high school basketball.
Yeah, my personal opinion is, like we were talking about the 3 different three-point lines and the different lanes used in either international basketball. Why not make it universal across the board?
1 minute remaining. Stab breaks the press. It's Malachi Poindexter up top with it. He's going to be fouled by Desmond Roberts. Not the worst play by Roberts with 55 seconds off of it. That is his 5th foul.
Matos on
I
the
do believe.
foul.
Okay, it's going to be, yeah, Robbie Matos. That is his 1st.
I think they let a little too much time run off there before picking up the foul.
At 55.8, Pearson Young trying to foul on the inbounds pass, and he does, or before the inbounds pass comes, and he does. Well, he was either trying to foul or trying to wrestle his man away from the ball. Either way, he does foul him. It's one of these things where, like you said, you can be aggressive trying to knock your man off his path. Maybe you get a quick turnover if they throw it to him. If not, you foul. So it's going to be a 1-and-1 now for Nick Reese. 7 for 8 on free throws entering tonight's game. The first shot bounces off the front of the rim and rattles home.
Yeah, you take that opportunity. No time ran off the clock, 1-and-1. If he misses, you know, maybe we find the 3 at the other end.
Reese has gone 1 of 1. The 88% free throw shooter, second one. This time it's going to be short, but a lane violation. It's going to be on Vuga. He will reshoot, so it's still an 8-point game. Pending the second free throw with 55 seconds to play once again. Not a good mental mistake there by the Bishops. Reese cashes in on the second chance. 62-53 now our score. Robbie Matos will come the other way with it. He spins, lane to the basket opens, but the layup attempt is no good as it closed quickly and was blocked out of bounds by Justin Taylor, who has been all over shot takers tonight in white.
You know, I know you want to get points, but at this point, too, with 48 seconds, you may want to be looking for somebody standing there at the 3. Whoa.
Diaz tried a circus shot. It wouldn't go. Rebound by Vuga. His layup wouldn't go, but it comes right back to Vuga, who lays it in with the right hand. And Darko Sedlar calls timeout. It's 62-55 with 37 seconds to play. Not over.
Now you can still be aggressive on the inbounds play. Still 1-on-1 for two more fouls. 3 more fouls, actually. Got a 7 up there.
Yep. Well, for 2 more fouls, because the 10th one, the third one will be 2 shots.
Yeah. Well, here's going to be the thing. I see Vuga with the towel over his shoulder. I wonder if he's gone small lineup here, maybe a little quickness to try to get a steal. But then we're going to lose the presence under the basket at the other end.
Of course, if you're the Bishops, you hope it doesn't get to the other end because you don't have much time to play with. You need to put all your eggs in the basket of getting a turnover.
Yeah, well, Stab could step across half court in the way they've been shooting the ball today, launch a 3, and the way it's been falling, good chance of going in.
37 seconds left in our Blue Ridge Shopping Center Tuesday night showcase here in Lynchburg. Wayne Shen will inbound the ball. He'll do so to Nick Reese. Reese trapped in the corner, nearly walked, but a timeout will be called by Coach Damon Altizer. A heads-up play there from Coach Altizer.
I think he ran about 4 seconds off the clock on that one.
He was just swarmed by 2 Bishops, but
you know, one of the hardest things to do with a high school kid is to convince him to foul sometimes.
Yep.
And foul appropriately, not just go in and clear the player out, but to, you know, let the official know it's a foul and put him on the line.
Well, we've got 34 seconds even remaining in the game. Once again, 62-55 our score. It is a game in which the Saints, who came in with 2-2, they have not trailed that I can remember off the top of my head. I think it was tied at one point.
Yeah, I think it was either 42-42 or 40-40, and
yep.
Since then it's been all Stab.
Yeah, it was 42-42. Wayne Shen will inbound the ball. He will do so to Poindexter. Poindexter in the corner. Trap comes, underhands it. 2 bounce pass across the court to Reese, who steps across the half-court line and gives to Taylor. And now they're going to have to foul Taylor. Back to Richardson. Stab playing 4 corners. It goes to Nick Reese, who was fouled by Plett in front of the Stab bench with 22 seconds.
That was great ball movement by Stab. The Bishops all running around chasing the ball. Stab players knew exactly where to go. The ball went cross court twice, and as you said, ran 12 seconds off the clock before the Bishops were able to get the foul.
22.1. Reese will go to the line for a 1-and-1. First shot from the lefty. It's up. It's going to be no good off the left side of the rim and pulled down by Plett. Plett outlet pass to Pearson Young. Young going to give to Andrews. Andrews, here's a three-pointer from Matos. It's good in front of the Bishops bench. So now it's a 4-point game with 10 seconds to play and a timeout called by Darko Sedlar with 9.9. The clock actually did not stop. There was more like 12 or 13 seconds when the shot went through. Doesn't look like they're going to reset it, though.
No, I think he's tacking on the timeout counter up there. So if this was 8-man football, you could probably score, 12 or 18 points in 9.9 seconds. But it's going to take a bit of a Herculean effort here for the Bishops to get one back here.
If this was 8-man football, the score would be a lot higher than 62-58 right now.
Yeah, you're probably
so this would be
right.
a defensive struggle.
Absolutely. There are going to be 4 more schools coming into the league.
I was just about to ask you about that.
Next year, yeah.
That's what Coach Sedler was telling me. Who are they?
Well, we know 2 for sure. One of them, I believe, Chincoteague is a public school that may come in. And Richmond Christian will come in and join, and then Quantico and Randolph-Macon are looking, let's say, 95% sure that they're going to come in. So that's great for the 8-man football league in Virginia.
Reese will inbound it to Poindexter. Poindexter pitches ahead to Taylor. The ball went out of bounds. It's going to stay here. It was nearly a double tip as lunging in was Desmond Roberts. It nearly went off the fingertips of Taylor, but it's going to stay here with the Saints. 7.1 to play. They lead by 4. Malachi Poindexter will inbound the ball. Ishmael Plett will stand in front of him. The official tells him not to cross the line, and we're going to have a foul on Robbie Matos before the inbounds pass. Matos puts his hands in the air to protest. Of course, that's not a bad play necessarily at this point with 7.1 seconds to play, because it's going to be a 1-and-1 for, although it is Justin Taylor at the line, so he did not pick the best person to foul.
Absolutely. He may not want to step at the foul line and shoot this. He could back out to the 3 the way he's been shooting out there.
Taylor, one dribble shot in the air, and it rattles home as he shakes his head in disgust with himself. It wasn't pure enough for him, I guess. But he gets it to go. 63-58 now. Justin Taylor is asking for clarification on something. The officials are talking and pointing.
I wonder if they put the wrong guy to the foul line.
I'm not sure who brought it to the officials' attention, although this is one of these things where I don't think it's a correctable error at this point.
So did they take the point off? Yeah, they did. They took the point off the board.
Okay. So it is a correctable error. 62-58 our score once again, and the new free throw shooter will be Wayne Chen, who has 3 points tonight.
I think this is his first attempt tonight.
Justin Taylor was not happy. That first free throw attempt from Chen. It's going to be too strong. Pulled down by Plett. Bishop's got to run. 5 seconds. Here's Diaz in transition. Diaz going to pull up from a step inside the three-point arc. It won't go. It would not have affected the final outcome either way. And the final outcome is 62-58 in favor of the Saints.
I think we saw a great high school basketball team here tonight. Stab looked a little more organized on the offensive side of the court, a little better shooting, whether it was from the three-point line or the big guys underneath. I think the Bishops can rely maybe a little bit on their inside game coming up here. Going to have to work on finding some outside shooters.
You had Ishmael Plett with a big game for the Bishops. He finished with 13 points by Mike